Front page of today's Times newspaper, because an interesting juxtaposition. Tory retreat from green policies to woo voters, it says, next to a startling image of tourists fleeing a wildfire in Rhodes. Fires are raging across several parts of Greece, forcing many tourists and locals to evacuate following weeks of extreme heat across the world. But both of Britain's leading parties appear to have decided that unravelling green policy could be a vote winner. PM Rishi Sunak sees it as a recovery plan after two bruising by-election defeats. Labour Party, meanwhile, is blaming London Mayor Sadiq Khan's anti-pollution policy for failing to win Boris Johnson's old seat in Uxbridge. So
I don't think there's any doubt that ULEZ was the reason that we lost the by-election in Uxbridge. And I have said we should reflect on this, including the Mayor. I've spoken to him, as you would expect, and so there will be that reflection.
So is the Green agenda worth trading for an electoral band-aid, or is it merely covering up a popularity crisis for both leaders? I'm joined by Conservative MP and Talk TV presenter Nadine Dorries and the Daily Mirror's Associate Editor Kevin Maguire. So Kevin, before we get into the weeds on this, pollution, right? I know that Sadiq Khan's ULEZ policy is not proved very popular, probably because of the way it's been executed and it doesn't quite work. I've got to say, though, on pollution in London, I'm 100% behind him. And I'll tell you why. For the last 5 years, I thought I had really bad hay fever every year. Turned out it was all pollution. I got 4 air purifiers in my house. I shut the windows. I check an app every morning. I only go out when it's reasonable. And as a result, I've had 0 symptoms when the pollen count's apparently been raging and people have been suffering from hay fever. I'm a complete convert. I found out that 1 in 12 people in Kensington and Chelsea Borough die from pollution-related illness. I was shocked. Yeah. But I'm also shocked by the benefit to my health by taking pollution more seriously.
Yeah, if it was a virus causing so many deaths, 40,000 people a year dying...
Well, we know what would happen. We've just been through that.
Exactly. The government would really be reacting. Opposition parties would be piling in. But I think because they're individual deaths, they're almost ignored, although there was a case last year, a coroner found a young girl had died of pollution. Look, the plan in London is to get the dirtiest cars off the road. It's fewer than 1 in 10 in those outlying areas. Now, I understand you're in a cost of living crisis, while some people will clearly kick back against that. I understand it. I think the fear is more widespread because people don't realise you could have a petrol car 16 years old and you won't have to pay this £12.50 a day charge. You can have a diesel 8 years old and you won't have to pay this charge. Now, charging is crude, no question about it, but we have to clean air. It's not just about global warming, it is about the air you breathe.
Nadine, I do think there are lots of issues around this whole green debate. But on this issue of pollution, I do think Sadiq Khan's heart is in the right place. I was really shocked by the impact on my health that I had year after year after year until I took pollution more seriously.